Hey, good morning, guys. It's Goose here, and welcome to STN Stock Talk with Ricky and myself. Ready for a great day today. We have a ton on watch. Should be an interesting day with the market opening up down a bit, giving us some opportunities. I love the volatility. Always gives us traders a lot more opportunity out there for some reversals, as well as just some names that want to stay heavy all day. So excited to see what it brings us. Please come check us out over at stocktraders.net. We touched on it yesterday. We're going to actually be integrating this Stock Talk into the stocktraders.net site. There's a free trading room there. All you got to do is register with an email to be able to continue to join us over here at Stock Talk. We're going to continue to do this every day, free. You don't have to put any credit cards in on the at stocktraders.net. Just put in your email and join the free trading floor there. A lot of great folks over there in the free trading floor doing a great job, as well as we're always putting stuff as well. So with that all being said, just remember, Ricky and I, we're just coming up with ideas every day for you guys. Nothing is a solicitation. Read the disclaimer up on the screen, as well as in the description area. I'm anxious to hear what Ricky's got on his plate. I know there's a couple, as we call them, turds. So let's go, Ricky. Let's get this thing started. I got a few on my plate, so let's get going.
Yeah, I think after yesterday, I'm going to try to stay in my lane a little more. I'm still walking a little funny from AAP and AZO, but let's just head right into it. The first thing on my list today, guys, is a Ricky tip. It's going to be HTBX. Oh, actually, I got AVGR up on the screen, so we might as well just go ahead and hit this one. It's another Ricky tip. We got two of them today. This one here is, I swear they drop these PRs later in the day so that I have a little less time to prepare because they know I'm going to smash them on Stock Talk. 5.5 million OS. The float's around the same. 14.4 million cash at the end of the March, and they were burning about 2 million a month. The cash is going to come from the warrant conversion of their last offering. I believe it was in February, and it's all preferred convertibles because with the float as low as theirs, anybody that's buying a large amount or like a large part of a financing is most likely going to end up owning more than 5% of the company. And usually they have stipulations in the filings that make it so they're not allowed to do that when they convert. There's also something in there that says that when they get this FDA clearance, which they PR'd this morning, that a 60-day clock for the expiration of some of the warrants starts ticking. So the price to watch on AVGR is $2 over that. And we're going to start seeing the supply come online. I would say 230 to 250 is where you're going to really run into the overhead supply. We're right at that $2 level right now. So we're right where I'm thinking the interesting levels start. Obviously, the higher, the better. Obviously, you still need to have risk management. You can't just wait for 230 and it comes and you just slam it. You got to know how to play these guys. It's still a low float, even if there's people diluting it. If the volume is there to carry it through, the thing can still go higher. So you got to know how to trade them, guys. We're going to move right on to Tiffany's, TIF. This is an earnings winner, and they actually smashed earnings. It was a big one. The thing about it is we're gapping pretty big. We're up $20 almost, and we are at, I know it was 5-year highs. I'm not 100% sure if this is all-time highs, but we're way up there for these guys. And I would have loved to seen this be right around the 52-week breakout at open. We're obviously way extended from there. I'm kind of leaning towards a fade if it runs into 120 and finds some sellers. I would not doubt we see some profit takers on this. So I'm looking short at first on it. What will matter for me, guys, is where it opens up in comparison to this 5-minute 20. We're almost $2 above it right now. If we can get a strong shove up into 120, the short that I do take on it, if I take one, will be a scalp back to that 5-minute 20. That would be my first target. Actually, most likely would still lock in partials along the way at halves and wholes as well. But the target would be the 5-minute 20, and I wouldn't expect much more of the move to be given back after that. If we don't open up strong, if we open up on a pullback right around the 5-minute 20, I may actually look to get long on this thing because they did crush earnings, guys, like I said, and we are in breakout territory. And technically, I'm not very big on shorting earnings winners, especially on breakouts. That's not how you make money in a long-term thing. But I do think when things get extended, they are justifiable to scalp them short, okay? Heading over to the last Ricky tip, the one I thought I was starting with, HTBX, guys. We're gapping up. They did an offering. Let me refresh my memory real quick. When was this one? The 3rd of this month, and it was a doozy. Tons of overhead supply. I'm actually surprised to see this thing back up in these levels. $1.58 or 59, I believe, is where the warrants are, and the offering price was around, I think, $1.44. So everybody that took part in that offering's in the green now, and I think this run may get smacked, but I do want to see a push first. The OS on this one's 18 million, give or take. The float's close to the same. There's not a lot of funds or insiders holding it. And they had 9 million cash at the end of the March, and they burn about one and a quarter mil a month. So that's everything on my plate, guys. I'm gonna head on over to see what Goose has got for us. Take it away, buddy.
Hey, great job as always, man. I appreciate it, and super work. I want to touch base on a couple things while they're fresh in my mind. First of all, AVGR, really love that idea, especially a push on 250 or so. We'll see what happens, but great work on that as always, guys. Trust me, the conviction could be there so much stronger when you do the homework like Ricky does. So listen, there'll be plenty of room on the backside, especially if it extends up on that level. So definitely excited about that. Also want to talk to you real quick about the Tiffany's that he touched base on. I really like his idea and his thought. I talked about it pre-market. I'm going to look for a really massive retrace on something like this with this giant move it's made. It's going to have huge range. I think they're fades. Really important thing. The reason I'm touching on what Ricky was just talking about is just make sure there's room, whether you're using a 5-minute 20, a VWAP, make sure there's room between where you're going to short that thing, because there will be a fade in that name or at some point, and where the support is going to be, whether you're using a 5-minute 20, whether you're using a VWAP, whatever you're looking at, or just another support level intraday. So just make sure it sets up for an opportunity and there's meat on the bone, because the numbers were phenomenal. Everything about it was really, really strong, and it's up whatever it is, 15, 20 points in a market that's going to open up down 150 or so. So who knows what this could do? Don't assume it can't go higher, okay? So just keep that in mind. I'm going to switch right over to mine. Great job, though, Ricky, on those. I like it a lot. And I'm going to jump into CARA. Well, CARA's kind of coming in a little bit from where I wanted it. You can see already post-market, pre-market, it's hit up in the area that I liked, which was that 1450 area. I want to show you what I like about that. Look at the daily back here. Look at all this consolidation. Tell me, guys, for 1 second, if you're in here with all this consolidation back into last year, so 6 months back, and you own a stock and you see it gapping up in this 1450 area, you're not going, thank God, if you still own this stock, okay? I think this is going to be heavy up in that area, in that 1450 area. I will definitely look to fade it up in that area. I'm not worried about being on the front side or anything. I think this stock should fade back down towards 13. That being said, obviously, I'm going to be smart about it. I have the market coming with me. If it's going to be down, I would love a morning shove to put into this thing. I'll look for volume as a big indicator. Watch that volume slow down just a little bit, and my entry will be in there. So I like it. Right now, I'm looking for and hoping for into this 1450, but don't think I won't start under 14 if it's showing me that that's where my starting point needs to be. So that's CARA. I really like the idea. Now, this one's a little tricky, and I'm going to throw a freebie at the end of it because RRGB is really getting away from me. Round robin really is looking nasty. You can see I started it. It's already still coming in. I actually drew it from here, but you can see pre-market. It was up in this 48 area when I started. So it's coming a couple more bucks, and it's kind of on lows right now, the pre-market. Listen, I'm not sure we're going to get a trade out of this red robin, and I'm going to continue to adjust my thoughts. But especially if the market stays heavy, I would love to sell a pop on this thing. Where I originally wanted to sell it, it was up in this 53 channel, as you can see, which is a 50-60% retrace. I think the numbers were terrible. Everything about it was terrible. It's a broken chart, below the 200, below all these different support levels, and I think this is setting up for a superb fade. I still think there'll be a fade in this thing. If the low is 46 pre-market and it pops up to 50, there still might be a fade from 49.50 down to 47. I just like those really extended. Maybe we'll get an imbalance and a crazy push. Just keep in mind that the stock is down a lot, meaning if it retraces $4 or $5, to me, it's not bullish. Okay, it's just a typical retrace of the trade. So just have that in mind when you're trading this thing. This thing is still broken. The numbers were still horrible, and this thing could come lower. So anyway, just my quick thought on round robin RRGB. I'm going to jump into Target real quick. Listen, I've looked into Target, and I'm looking for a long on Target, just to keep it simple. There's a couple technical levels I'm looking at here. First of all, off the figure there, $70 is going to be the first level I'm looking at. And then I'm going to be looking at 68. I don't think it was, as bad as it looks on the surface. I think we're going to get a hold in this area, and I think it's going to present a great long opportunity. You could already see on the 5-minute pre-market, all these big hits down here were all soaked right back up. And I actually like the long. I'm hoping for a dip. with the market being heavy right now, I don't need to be on the front side of that dip. Okay. So like, I even think like if it hits 68 and pushes 69, I don't mind just joining that trend for that bounce play intraday. And these are some of the best days, by the way. I was talking pre-market, and then I want to give you the freebie at the end of it all. These are the best days to me. Market opens up down 170 and you get that little reversal in the market. What happens is you'll get a clear from some of the pre-market levels, whether that be 71.50 or whatever it is. You got to let it set up, obviously. And those are the best trades where you get these stocks that are down $4 or $5. They clear a level, they get soaked up on the bid, and once they clear, they get a really solid and fast push for $2 or $3. So I really like the setup overall on target, but we'll see how it sets up, and we'll see what the market wants to give us today. Just a quick freebie actually was brought to my attention in the room, and I actually really like this, and I want to show you something. And this is kind of a I want to throw up AVGR for a second, and this, you know who you are, who threw it out there. And the reason I like this, guys, you can see the trend on AVGR yesterday was pretty decent, okay? And watch this action off this 200-day. This is a 200-day. And if you look yesterday, okay, just pulling this up for a second, just wash down, hit the low of the day, and grind it up higher. So in this first 10 minutes, if this wants to come down in this 200-day, I'm going to scoop some long down there and look for a 50, 75-cent trade. So that's your freebie of the day is ABEO, looking at it somewhere around 1550 to 1570, maybe on a morning wash in that first 10 minutes. Let me buy some cheap stock down there and just do exactly what it did yesterday. You can see on all these candles, those little wicks down there on this big move down. This one here gave 50, 60 cents. And obviously yesterday gave even a little bit more. It closed at 16.50. And actually the low was 15.75. So it gave 80 cents or so. So anyway, that's it for me, guys. Let's have a great day today. Let's stay focused. Don't press any issues here. Let them come to you, and looking forward to a super day ahead. So back to you, Ricky.
Thanks a lot, Goose. Loving the ideas. Guys, head over to stocktraders.net. Get registered so you can be prepared for when we do migrate the live stream over there. You're not going to want to miss Stock Talk. We're still going to be dishing out the ideas. We're still going to be cracking the jokes. We're still going to be having a great time. Get over there. Get yourself a plan. If you don't have a plan, you don't have a trade. Stay safe out there, guys. Protect that capital. Let's go out there and crush it. Peace.
Woo!